Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
Wow, that's a big one. Well, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I met him when I was a little boy at Agarawu. My mother, she's a textile merchant. She sells clothes at Moshlashi Jimo in Agarawu. She used to be at Ereko before she finally moved to Moshlashi Jimo. And I was a little boy then, and my mother, I think, were among the first set of people that are associated with Alhaji Abiba Mogaji, who happens to be the mother of Asiwaju. And from there I get to know him because I used to go everywhere with my mom. And like a junior one knowing the senior one, every time we find ourselves there, we spend many hours with Mama at Bamogaji and my mother. They're very, very close. And my mother happens to be the first person that set up a kiosk before a shop to be selling clothes at Moshlaji Jimo behind the Central Mosque in Lagos. She happens to be the first person. So maybe due to our closeness with Alhaji Mogaji, and she established that market, Owolowo market. So that's where I grew to get to know Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who happens to be Mama's son before he travels out. And we used to run errands for him. I will be the one that will fetch charcoal to do the ironing and put fire in the iron and do things like that and iron clothes for him as a young man before he eventually traveled out. So he knew me very, very well as when I was young. And he's a father figure to me. He's a father figure who taught me many things, especially about the rudiment of life. He taught me many things, and he appreciates every goodness that you can demonstrate. So he will appreciate you, and he will accorded you respect for such thing. And that's how I get to know Asiwaju, like a question. But
unbreakable bond.
The bond has been like that, and there's no way you get to know someone like that way back then that there won't be any bond. Even as at the time he travels out and he came back, or I traveled out to later met with him abroad, he was so happy to see that little boy of then, oh, you are here, and you are doing well to yourself. He is someone that appreciates every good effort you made onto yourself, and then what you do on to develop others and the society. So that's the kind of a person Asiwaju is. And like I said, he's a father figure. I don't just relate to him as a brother. He's never my brother. He's my father. Yeah. I don't see him like my brother, because someone that has a lot to give to you, you have a lot to learn from. You don't regard such a person as your brother. It's so very disrespectful either to be considering such a person your brother. Yes. He's never my brother. He's a father figure. And he has been on that note, the relationship between us like father and son.
So the song, don't remind me. So people will say, why is K1 campaigning openly for Asiwaju?
You will campaign openly for someone that you knew very well. Someone the best way you could describe a good man is the exact good man that you met with, you live with, you understand a lot about, and who has done so many things that you can never forget. Something that worth mentioning everywhere. If I close my eye, open it, close it, and open it, I will keep to remember many things Asiwaju, this man called Asiwaju, has done in my life, in other people's life. He is someone that will never shut his eye when he sees goodies in you. This is not about campaigning. It's about what truly makes with the makeup of a man. So Asiwaju, before he became Asiwaju, I know him. Before he became Jagaban, I know him. He knows me. He knows me when I was growing up. He is one of the earlier, senior, older people in the community that really encouraged me to keep doing what I'm doing because they see a brighter future ahead of me. And like people that don't know anything, they're probably out of just hate or out of disturbance. They feel like what you are doing, you are disturbing them. So they can discourage you from doing that thing. No, he never did. He never did. We both grew up in Agarawu, and this is area where there is life. Agarawu from Thursday rolls on till Monday morning because that is the center of Nnamdi Azikiwe is the center of sociality. Yes. You see parties growing from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, everywhere is bubbling. So we are used to that. So that's the kind of a man Asiwaju is, and this is the man I grew up to know up till the time the opportunity comes for him to be what he is. So if I come out, if people saying I came out openly to campaign for him, I'm sorry that I have no other thing to do than just what I'm doing because of how long and well that I've known this man.
So many don't know your relationship is dated over 40 years.
Oh my God. The relationship between me and Asiwaju has dated over 50 years.
Wow.
Yes, almost 58, 53 years.
Wow.
53 years, 54 years. Wow. I've known him for a very long time.
Wow. What has been your staying power?
My staying power is believing in myself to be able to do anything I wanted to do and do not mind the odds or care about the saying of anybody. I'm just me and I will continue to be me. That's just me.
Why do people think you're proud?
That I'm proud. Am I really proud?
Have you ever heard that statement?
Oh yeah, people say it. But the question is, am I really proud?
No!
I am not. I'm never proud. I'm just highly principled. I'm a very careful person. I'm a very distinct person when it comes to doing something that worth doing. I want to see me doing things that I wouldn't have any reason to say sorry. Sorry is not too far from me, from my lips. I could say sorry 1 million times, but maybe while you are saying sorry, it doesn't even get to your mind. I'm very careful to know everything that I do that wouldn't have made me to say sorry unnecessarily or say sorry stupidly. So if I'm being careful and being fearful also, and people now sees that to say like I'm proud. I'm not proud. I'm just being careful because I don't want to do something I'll later regret. What could demoralize a man who has his senses is when you stupidly do something that you knew is not right and you later find yourself saying sorry or have to beg. So they say think before you do. So if you really think before you do, then surely you won't do anything that will later make you to come back to say sorry. Because you would have thought of it very, very carefully and well. Because that's my kind of a person. I mean, I'm highly principled. I know what I should do next minute. I know what I should say. I know what I shouldn't say. And if mistakenly I said something probably you do not understand and it gets different meaning to you, I will not be very, very slowly or proud to say, oh, I'm sorry, and withdraw my statement and redirect that same statement for you to understand. But if I see that you are too difficult, I don't want to tell you you are difficult. I don't want to argue with you. If I let you go and I retain my sanity, nothing bad in that. I'm very, very principled. I'm highly principled.
It's nice chatting with you. We hold this interviewing. I extremely appreciate you.
Thank you so
for
very
your
much.
supportable right from when you didn't know what we were doing. We were just using our phone.